The Rock has slapped Cody Rhodes in Las Vegas, and despite leaving the venue with Roman Reigns' family, a very corporate-looking Rock is live via satellite after getting called out by Cody Rhodes for a fight. And he seems to have pivoted again, and he says, The Rock has seen some headlines. He's seen Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes main eventing WrestleMania. But where is The Rock's name? Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be put right there in that main event. Because Roman Reigns is blood, but the facts are the facts. He hasn't moved the needle in months. And Cody, you've never been box office. So The Rock is here to save WrestleMania from both of you. And actually bring this company to another level, which is what The Rock truly meant when he said he wants to sit at the head of the table. Not just of the family, but of the WWE. But for The Rock to run the WWE, he can't do it alone. You're looking at the corporation. You see, since I became the youngest GM of all time in WWE, at my father's request of course, I've been moulded by a mentor that was hand-selected by him as well. But who is that mentor? Well, it's someone that Roman Reigns knows very well. And Cody, I think you know him too. This was all a ruse for The Rock to take power of the WWE. The corporation flexes their muscle both in the boardroom and in the ring. And the odds are stacking against Rhodes even making it to WrestleMania, let alone the main event. No one saw this coming, including Paul Heyman, who is asked backstage about what's gone down, and he has no comment. He's rushing around in a panic, but he comes across Cody Rhodes, who is on a warpath, and Rhodes says, "You know anything about this?" But Paul says, "Of course not. You think we'd work with that idiot Aldous?" But one thing's for sure, is it looks like we have a common enemy, Cody. We could work together on this. But Cody says, "No, Mr. Heyman. It looks like I have two targets now." Paul swiftly walks on, but makes sure to keep an ear out from a distance, and Cody looks down the barrel of the camera and has a message for The Rock and the corporation. "I trusted you, Dwayne. Now, I just want to beat you. But I also want to beat Roman Reigns, because as it turns out, you're both as corrupt as each other. Bloodlines or corporations, it doesn't matter. I will finish the story. Call Roman Reigns." But Cody doesn't stop the questioning there. He's on Raw the week after, asking the same questions of Adam Pearce. But Pearce washes his hands of it and says, "Absolutely not. I have more integrity than that." But before he can walk out the door, he comes face to face with a man who's seen it all before. Don't let them do this. Don't let him do this. I've been in the same situation. This is your story to finish. And you know Dusty's watching, and you know damn well what he'd say. Have a dream, hold on to it, and shoot for the stars. Cody is officially on SmackDown, but the corporate shenanigans take no time at all to rear their head, because Ava immediately books Cody in a match with Karrion Kross. But as they're getting ready to face off, Ava comes out and says, "Oh, Cody, you must have missed the memo. This isn't a singles match. It's 3-on-1. Good luck." Cody now has to face Kross and the AOP. It's clearly an insight into just how this is going to go, and he gets beaten down by all three men. All while the crowd chants, "Rocky sucks," the entire time. They're not happy about this at all. But there is some that are happy about it, and it's the Bloodline and Roman Reigns while they watch on, and Roman says, "See, Paul, we only really need to worry about Rock and the corporation. Cody ain't even going to make it to WrestleMania. So we stick to the plan." And Roman might just be right. He might not even make it past tonight, given the beatdown he's receiving. But then, as it seems like it couldn't get any worse, Cody gets bailed out by Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, who continue their war with the Final Testament. The match gets thrown out as the chaotic brawl spills out into all corners of the arena. But that then brings out a very cocky and arrogant Nick Aldis, who takes the chance to rub salt in the wound. He lays cheap shots into Cody and he says, "Cody, this is a message directly from the board. You don't have what it takes. We don't believe in you. We would strongly advise you use your Royal Rumble win wisely and go back to Raw." It's then The Rock comes on the Tron and he says, "Nick is right, Cody. Don't make this harder than it has to be. You've made the right choice once by stepping aside for me, so all we need you to do is to do it again." And Cody drags himself up and Aldis wants an answer. And Cody says, "I don't want to fight Rock. I don't want to fight Roman." And Aldis is excited by this and says, "Good man, listen, that's a great decision. And I think you..." But Cody cuts him off and says, "I don't want to fight them yet. Because Nick, I want to fight you first." Aldis is shocked and The Rock is seeing this all go down via satellite. And he says, "There's that fire. It's not box office fire, but that's the Dusty fire. That's the second place fire. You know what? I like it. But Cody, you know how this works. We need something. We've got to drive some business. If you're going to wrestle Nick in his first ever match in WWE, you've got to put something on the line. Like how about that Royal Rumble win and all it entails? Now that would be box office." Well, he doesn't say anything. He just lets his actions do the talking by hitting Aldis with a crossroads. And he looks down at him, but then he looks at the Tron and says, "Elimination Chamber in Perth. I eliminate the first of my problems, but at WrestleMania Philadelphia, I'll eliminate the last two." How's that for box office? Oh, and Nick, think about the last time we wrestled and who won. I guess you could say that at Elimination Chamber, I'm all in. Cody walks off, The Rock cuts his feed, and Roman is still watching on with Paul Heyman, and he says, "You know what you have to do, Paul? It looks like the Bloodline is heading to Perth to make sure WrestleMania stays 1-on-1. Cody is laying it all on the line, which sees he and Aldis have a classic, old-school style wrestling battle. It feels like a genuine throwback. It's a hell of a contest until Cody starts to get on top, because that isn't what's best for business according to the corporation. But Cody has the backing of the fans, and with that backing, he lifts and he nails a Cody cutter and then stalks him, and he gets the chance to eliminate the first problem. He hits the crossroads and he gets the cover. 1, 2, no! Ava has run down and pulled the referee out of the ring. This is ridiculous. And what is the referee even going to do? Because Ava is technically his boss. Cody is remonstrating with them, telling the referee to get back in the ring, but then from the side, it's Solo Sikoa. He spikes Cody. It's a complete disaster. Aldis can't believe his luck. He's looking over at Cody and he's about to get the pin. Orton with a second RKO to Aldis since he's arrived. And he also has one for Solo Sikoa on the outside. We then see where Jimmy was in all of this. He and Jay are going at it after Jimmy cost Jay his Intercontinental title match with Gunther on Raw. They've cleaned house and it paves the way for a battered and bruised Cody Rhodes to hit the crossroads. The referee is able to get in the ring as Orton is scared off Ava, and Cody picks up the massive win. Cody has built relationships, he's built bonds, he has help, but he also has enemies. blood versus the machine versus a dream. It's official for WrestleMania, and it's going to be a chaotic ride to the show of shows in Philadelphia. What were the orders? No, seriously. What were the orders I gave for Elimination Chamber? I said, make WrestleMania a one-on-one match. And what happened? You failed! But as Roman is berating his family, Nick Aldis saunters out and says, failed is such a strong word, Roman. It really is. But you want to talk failure? Let's talk failure. You've failed to defend that title like a true champion. You've failed to move the needle. You've failed to represent your family the way they deserve. The corporation? We do. The Rock is the true tribal chief and the true needle mover of the family. He's box office. But Roman, your final failure? Well, it's right in front of you. Jimmy drops Roman. He was planted on the inside by the corporation. He even has one for Solo Sikoa. And he stands in the ring next to Nick Aldis, and Jimmy says, no one gave me the respect, even when I showed loyalty and came back. So I spoke to Rock weeks ago, and he showed me that respect. He showed me more respect than Jay, more respect than Solo, like true family. So guess what? I'll see Jay, and I'll see your ass at WrestleMania Solo. Jimmy joins Aldis, Ava, and The Rock in the corporation, splintering the family in 3 ways. And we find out later in the night that it will indeed be Jimmy versus Jay versus Solo in a triple threat match at WrestleMania. But of course, that isn't the only major triple threat match that is being made official. But not without some more ridiculous corporation antics. Because after a tense moment where The Rock is clearly seen disrespecting Triple H, we find out that Cody is going to have to face a major test. A gauntlet match. And they of course give no reason, but we can see that it's purely to soften him up. But Cody isn't the only one getting softened up, because before we can even hear his opponents will be, Roman and Solo burst into the office. The fight is on! Rock and Roman squaring off! Jimmy and Solo going toe-to-toe! This family feud has gotten totally out of control! There's so much bad blood now, and it feels beyond personal! Solo and Roman lay waste to Rock and Jimmy, and it sends the message that the bloodline, although flailing, is still strong. But can Cody hold strong when his gauntlet match goes down the week after on the cusp of WrestleMania? And most importantly, who will his opponents be? Well, the first one shocks no one. It's Jimmy Uso with a chip on his shoulder after a rough start to life in the corporation. And he comes out strong, and he's all over Rhodes, and he's showing a little more ruthlessness than usual. He takes him to the outside, and he makes sure to try and punish him in every way he can. If softening him up is the aim, it's working. But he snaps, and he takes it too far, and he starts decimating Cody with a chair, and Jimmy gets DQ'd. He wins the fall, and then he leaves. And then Ava comes out, and it was all part of the plan, because she says, well done, Cody. 1 fall down. And who knows how many to go, but just so you know, if you lose this gauntlet match, you're fired. And your next opponent is extremely interested in that happening. Good luck. Solo, still under the orders from Roman Reigns to make Reigns' WrestleMania match a one-on-one. And he storms down, and Cody is struggling after the assault from Jimmy. Solo goes right for the jugular too, but Cody escapes. This is just a matter of survival. Solo is relentless. Cody is in the deepest of waters, and he needs some kind of miracle to get out, and it arrives in the form of Jey Uso. Solo clocks that Jay is there and he leaves the ring to go after him, but Jay evades him and he slams into the ring post. Jay hasn't touched Solo at all and he's rocked, and Cody musters the strength to get him back in the ring and he hits him with a massive top rope Cody cutter. Solo is groggy, Cody is stalking, and he nails him with a crossroads, picks him up and nails him with another. He gets the pin and barely wins the fall, and he barely has anything left, and then Nick Aldis appears. Wow. Bravo, Cody. You made it to the final fall. You've only got one more to go. Your career is in your hands. And your final opponent's. And your final opponent is standing next to you. Jay is the final hurdle, and both of their hearts sink until Jay says, "Nah, I'm getting counted out and you're finishing the story, Cody." But Aldis interrupts and says, "Oh, no. That's not how this works. Because Cody, if you lose, your ass is fired. And Jay, if you lose, your ass is fired as well. Good luck, gentlemen." Cody has to fight Jay with both of their jobs on the line. They can't avoid it. But before they can even start to fight, another fight is spilled on the outside, and it's Jimmy and Solo, and they're trading, which catches the eye of Cody and Jay. And then they decide to leap to the outside onto both men, and they start fighting both of the brothers together. It's a one-sided beatdown. Neither Solo or Jimmy get any offense in, and Cody and Jay dismantle them both. But then all of a sudden, the bell rings. Cody and Jay are terrified. What happened? The crowd is tense. They were focused on the battle. But the air comes back into everyone's lungs when the referee calls a double countout. The match is a draw and neither of them lose. Aldis is furious on the ramp. His plan has backfired, and before he can even restart the match, he comes face to face with Randy Orton, who forces him to retreat. Cody and Jay survive the corporate gauntlet, but they do not survive the wrath of the tribal chief. Reigns comes in and decimates them. It's scorched earth. Roman is showing exactly why his reign has been the longest in modern history. And as the bodies of his rivals lay strewn on the ground all around him, he has a message for the corporate one. Rock, you couldn't control Hollywood, so you come back to the place you felt like you could control. But you're not at the top of the food chain here, because things have changed. I'm the tribal chief. I'm the needle mover. I'm box office, and I always will be. Just like I'll always be the WWE champion, and there ain't a damn thing you can do. Rock creeps up behind Roman and drills him with a rock bottom. The Rock is still on top. He's still standing tall, and the corporation takes all the momentum into WrestleMania. 3 different stories, but only one can be finished. The Rock manipulated and bullied his way into the main event. Cody scratched and clawed his way here to try and finish his story. And Roman lines up for his toughest defense in a WrestleMania main event. And Cody is physically showing the toll of the last few weeks. And The Rock takes to the outside immediately as the bell rings. And Roman tries to beat Cody down right away. He's going to be the easy target given his injuries. But as he's beating away on Cody, The Rock makes his move, and he cheap shots Reigns, and he gets the ascendancy. But as the match wears on, it's starting to become apparent that perhaps The Rock can't go like he used to, and the younger Reigns is starting to really take control. But as with all triple threat matches, you need eyes in the back of your head, because Cody grabs Roman and he hits the crossroads. But Roman rolls out of the ring wisely. Cody doesn't stop there though. He stalks The Rock and he nails him with 1-2. It's all over. 1, 2, no! The The Rock gets pulled out from underneath Cody by his daughter. She's here to save the corporation again. And then, from behind Cody, it's another corporation member. Nick Aldis is here, and the crowd is screaming at Cody to turn around. He's stalking him, but a voice that Cody is familiar with, and one that cuts through, is Brandy. She's leapt the barricade and tackles Ava to the ground. Cody turns around and sees Aldis, but Cody doesn't need to take care of him because someone who has stayed silent in all of this power struggle shows up. Triple H, seemingly the voice of reason in WWE, walks Aldis down and gets rid of him. Aldis doesn't want to go anywhere near him, but as Cody spins around, boom! He gets collected by a spear. Roman looks down at Cody and says, "You stay out of this. This is about family." But then from the side, Roman hears, "Damn right it is." The Rock delivers a devastating rock bottom to Reigns, and now he stands over Reigns, ready to deliver the corporate elbow. He takes off, but Reigns gets back to his feet and spears him out of his boots. But The Rock, agonizingly for Reigns, rolls out of the ring. And as Reigns is on his way to retrieve him, he senses something. "You're right, Roman. This is about family." Cody grabs Roman and hits him with a crossroads, immediately back to his feet and lands a second. And then he gets up again, and with Roman having no one there to defend him, the chief without a tribe becomes Roman with no more Reigns. Cody lands the third nail in the coffin, and Cody Rhodes finally pins Roman Reigns. He defeats the corporate machine trying to hold him back. He drains more life out of the bloodline, and he proves that he is box office in every way. And the strands of the bloodline still remain, but that will be settled another time. But it's not about corporations or bloodlines. Cody had a dream. He held onto it, and he shot for the stars. He did it for his family, and he led the way. Because when you walk behind someone and do not lead, the view never changes. And right now, the view is pretty damn good from the top.